Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to be doing an update or part 3 to the story I covered a few days ago, which is titled, "A Wife Was Using Her Apple Watch to Facilitate Her Affair, Husband Was Secretly Planning Divorce." And as a recap, guys, that's about the guy who's been married, I'm guessing not too long, to a doctor. And he thought his marriage was good, too good, and the one day discovered that she had a secret Apple Watch. Upon finding this, and how he did, found out all sorts of information about her full-on 14-month-long affair with another doctor or hospital. Our guy was devastated, and he's getting rid of her. And in our last update, which was part 2, he noticed that she was acting strange lately. You know, really putting on the full court press of affection on him, pretending like he lost his job to see how she'd react, but ultimately found out, of course, it was an act, that apparently her lover dumped her. Yeah, he has a history of hooking up with female employees or subordinates, and now he's on to a younger nurse. No joke there, and he's now getting rid of her. Here we are in part 3, and our guy, everything is in motion, and she is about to be served. Oh yes, and he is leaving town, and it's pretty darn good, so I thought you would definitely appreciate this one. But before I get into it, real quick, guys, as a reminder, be sure to come check us out and join our men's community over on Patreon or Locals. Just created a couple days ago. A lot of guys have already signed up already, and we're having a pretty good time. It's a censorship-free environment, so no more restrictions like over here. And you can come on by and join for free as a member in either one of them to see what we're up to, or become a paying supporter. And the paying supporters, you get a lot. You get all the videos from all 3 of my channels, commercial-free, which I know a lot of you hate, as well as 48 hours before they publish on here. And of course, exclusive content. At least one video a week, if not probably more, of things I can't post over here. And of course, you get to have no problems with censorship. That's what we need to have. So guys, definitely come by, check it out, sign up, see what you think about it. So, getting into his story, he says here, "Well, I secretly recorded her lying to my face and set the trap for Tuesday morning. I feel completely detached emotionally at this point. The sadness has entirely hardened me into stone." You know what? He needs to be hardened into stone to get through with this. "My wife finished her brutal 40-hour shift on yesterday morning, and she's actually off today and tomorrow. She doesn't go back to the hospital until Sunday morning. Because she's home and trying hard to repair things, we ended up having a long talk right here last night over dinner. Don't worry, guys, they're not repairing anything. He's just putting on an act. A few of you guys DM'd me and have suggested that before I vanish, I should get her on tape, denying the affair just in case she tries to completely flip the narrative or claim abuse later. Since Indiana is a one-party consent state, I decided to do it with a go-ahead signal from my lawyer." Very smart. Again, I'm glad he's running things by the lawyer. "Well, I ordered takeout from our absolute favorite local restaurant to keep the environment feeling completely normal. Over the last week, I've gotten terrifyingly good at maintaining a blank poker face. My heart wasn't even racing, I just felt cold." Some guys go this way. Some guys, their emotions can't take it. Other guys, they find out what's going on, the cheating, the lying, all that, and boom, they're done like that, and they become ice cold. And you got it to get through it. "While we were eating at the kitchen table, I quietly hit record on the voice memo app on my iPhone and kept a straight face down right to my next plate. I looked at her and I asked her, 'Are you truly happy with us right now at this stage in our lives?' Well, she didn't hesitate. She smiled, reached across the table to touch my hand, and said, 'Of course I am. I love our life. Why would you ask that?' Come on, she's not stupid. She has to know something's up. If he's never asked questions like that before, but hey, whatever. I pulled my hand back gently to grab my glass of water and asked, 'Do you still love me the same way you used to? Can you honestly see us together forever?' Well, she looked a little confused, trying to read my face, but doubled down, saying, 'I love you more now than ever. I meant it when I said I'd follow you to the West Coast if you lost your job. I want to build our entire future together. Forever. Is your work stress really getting to you this badly?' She is so full. I think actually what's going on here is that she's so full of herself Really, she's such a narcissist that she couldn't possibly handle the fact thinking that he figured her out, that she slipped up some way somehow, and it's just playing along. It's a game for her. Then I asked a few questions specifically to protect my legal flank. I needed her on record about how I treated her throughout our marriage, as suggested by one of you. I asked her, have I ever abused you, maltreated you, or ignored your needs? I asked, keeping my voice entirely leveled. She looked completely caught off guard by the wording, but she quickly shook her head and said, no, absolutely not. You have been an amazing, attentive husband. You never hurt me or ignored me. Where is this coming from? Hey, there you go. It's all being recorded here in case she decides to accuse him of some crap down the road. But I wouldn't put it past her if these recordings get out. And if she later on claims a bunch of BS and these recordings prove otherwise, she's going to make up some more crap. But regardless, good for him to have these available. Then I looked her dead in the eye and asked the final question. I said to her, have you been completely loyal to me all this time? This is when her nose starts growing like Pinocchio. She didn't even blink. Her face was pure, unadulterated innocence. She looked offended that I'd even ask. She said, how can you even ask me that? Of course I've been loyal to you. I have never, ever looked at another person since the day we met. You are the only man I want. Guys, any of you guys out there watching this now that have been cheated on, and maybe you had questions for your wife or girlfriend like this, and they lied to your face, you know just how masters they can be at lying. Well, hearing her say that, knowing about the hidden watch, the 14 months of thousands of texts, the hiking photos, and the fact that she told her entire hospital staff that she was a single woman made me want to vomit. The sheer psychopathy of her delivery was breathtaking. I guess medical professionals can be this cold and great at compartmentalization, and detaching themselves from the pain and suffering of their patients is a needed skill. I think there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, think about it. If you see people die or suffering and all that, you've got to be able to keep a straight face and become detached to be able to do your job. And I mean that not in a nasty way, but she's using that skill for evil here. Well, she didn't stop. She didn't drop the act for a single fraction of a second. She's willing to carry her rejection and her affair to her grave just to keep her safe, comfortable, nerd engineer backup plan. That's exactly what she's doing. What I like is this guy's really accepted reality. There's no deluding himself, and right there, her safe, comfortable nerd engineer backup plan. That's what he is. Later last night, she tried to get intimate with me. She came up behind me while I was working, started kissing my neck, and tried to lead me into the bedroom. It made my skin crawl. I excused myself, telling her that I was just too stressed out about the potential company layoffs and needed to sleep on the couch here in the home office to clear my head, and she bought it. That probably chapped her ass a little bit. I bet he wanted to throw up, like in The Exorcist, like the pea soup all over her when she wanted to get romantic with him. So now I'm just sitting here playing the part of the stressed out husband for the next couple days. The paperwork is finalized, the court case number has been assigned, and the private process server is officially scheduled. Man, given the fact that this first was published maybe 2 weeks ago at best, this guy's not messing around. This is really good. Maybe it's a slow time in his lawyer's office that they were able to get things rolling this quickly. It says the second she steps out the door on Sunday morning to head back to the hospital for her next 48-hour stretch, a moving truck is pulling into our driveway. My friends are completely clearing out all my belongings, my paperwork, and my clothes. She doesn't get back until Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. That is freaking awesome. Now, I like to have backup plans for backup plans. That's just who I am, guys. But I really hope that one of the neighbors doesn't rat him out. Like send a text to her saying, hey, you're moving? Something like that. But I have the impression that she's so full of herself, she's probably not the type to chit-chat and socialize with the neighbors, but you never know. Or what if she had to come back for some emergency? Seriously. When she walks through the door Tuesday morning, she'll find an empty house, and at exactly 10 o'clock in the morning, the process server is timed to knock on the door and hand her the summons. The 60-day legal countdown to our divorce will officially begin. The audio file is safely backed up on my laptop and sent to my lawyer. I'll update you guys next week after the server confirms that she has been handed the papers. Oh boy, so today's Friday, so we got a few days, and probably then he'll need a day or so to deal with the aftermath of all the texts and emails and all that drama. So probably by about next Wednesday or Thursday, we'll hear from him an update here. Now, we're not done yet. So in the comment section, a lot of people had a lot to say to him, a lot of support, which is cool. And then he went into a lot more details on more of this thing, which I'm going to read right now. He says, this is response to somebody talking to him. He says, I get why a lot of you want the movie moment mic drop, but I'm absolutely not giving the watch to the server. He means the Apple Watch. In fact, I'm leaving it exactly where it is hidden in the house. I thought this through completely, and keeping the cheating hidden right now is a vital part of my strategy. Why, you may ask? If I hand her that watch now, she instantly gets a target for her anger. She gets to play the exposed villain, panic, cry, and spend the next 60 days desperately trying to negotiate, explain, or launch a smear campaign against me to justify her actions. Well, she's going to do it anyway. She's going to figure it out. I mean, again, this woman is not stupid. You cannot put anything past her. I don't want to give her that closure. I want her to believe I'm leaving simply because I fell out of love with her. He said that in the first video. Instead of basically making it known he's leaving her because she's a cheater, he wants to hurt her, saying, I don't love you anymore. But she's going to use that opportunity to make him the bad guy. He must understand that. Think about it. She thinks she's brilliant, calculating master manipulator who successfully buried her 14-month-long affair, dropped her secret watch, and perfectly secured back her backup plan. She thinks she managed to stay completely undetected. To walk into an empty house and realize that your husband, your safe husband, didn't even care enough to fight, look for answers, or stick around, that hurts a narcissist infinitely worse. I want her to sit in that quiet empty of a house, wondering how she completely failed to keep a man she thought she owned, without ever knowing I found her secret. Well, her narcissistic ego can't handle the fact that that her plan had flaws, Also, it's about guarding the 60-day clock. The moment she realizes I know about the ER doctor, she's going to panic about her reputation. Right now, she still thinks it's just a standard, quiet, uncontested divorce over work stress and falling out of love. Because of that, she is far more likely to just let the 60-day clock run down, sign the papers to divide the house savings 50-50, and get it over with so she can protect her image. Perhaps, but he better be prepared for options B, C, D, E, and F, because anything can happen. And I hope in that joint account that they were saving up for a house for the down payment on, he just automatically takes his half out. Because if he doesn't, well, she just may decide to withdraw it all. If I throw the cheating in her face on day one, her ego will take over. She might hire a toxic lawyer to drag out the process out of pure spite for me, tie up our assets, or make my life a living hell just to fight back. I want a clean, fast exit. Dude, she's probably going to do that anyway. Don't worry, she'll find out that I knew. But it will happen after the judge signs the final dissolution decree, and the ink is completely dry. Once I'm legally a free man, my assets are entirely protected, and my bags are packed for Nevada. I will send her the audio file of her lying to my face at the kitchen table, along with the evidence. All the printouts of their messages, which, to be honest, I haven't even fully read through. And oh yeah, they have elaborate ways, very detailed messages, blah, 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 blah. Also, not sleeping in the same room after SCX to avoid being caught by the shift manager when they go looking for either of them at night during emergencies. I plan to shop for pain later when I miss her, just to blunt these emotions. Well, it's good to have these plans, but again, nothing ever goes 100% the way you think it's going to go. Finding out that I knew that entire time, that I listened to her swear on her life that she was loyal, that I slept on the couch out of stress while secretly executing a flawless exit strategy right under her nose, while she thought she was running the show, will completely shatter her reality. I'm playing the long game here. Total radio silence is my best weapon right now. Okay, well, this guy, he's doing a pretty darn good job here. I just hope he doesn't become too convinced that it's going to be flawless. This isn't Mortal Kombat with the flawless victory shit. Things can happen, She could turn around, she could be sick that day and stay at home when the moving truck's supposed to come. The neighbors could send her a text or a call. Any number of things can happen, so I hope he's prepared for that. But eventually, he's got to let people know what really happened, because number one, people should know, because she's going to do everything she can to destroy this guy. Narcissists hate losing, and narcissists, anyone that doesn't fall for their crap or defeats them, she's going to she's going to have claws come out of her hands like Wolverine or Lady Deathstrike. That's a better example. And she's going for the jugular with this guy, so he best be prepared. But I think he'll manage. Now, a few comments. A lot of great support for this guy. One guy says here, "Congratulations, OP. You made all the right moves. I know how hard it is to keep your composure at times, but once you're out of the house, you'll feel a massive relief. That doesn't mean you won't mourn your lost marriage, and that's why it's important to be engaged in activities or meeting friends just to keep your mind occupied with different things. It helps to get slowly over this broken relationship and move on. At least that was my experience." This guy is numb right now and has the stone cold heart, but eventually he's going to start realizing, he was betrayed, that the woman he thought he loved did this to him. It's going to take some time to heal. He ain't going to get over this tomorrow. Now the guy says, this is a little bit longer, but worth it. He says, "I love you more." He's quoting her. She had said to him, "I love you more now than ever." This is blood chilling. The ambiguity in her words is almost bold, like a real mockery of your face. She really thinks you're naive. This woman is frighteningly diabolical. This also reinforces my point that she was dumped by the affair partner. She didn't leave him. She really thinks you're naive. Well, this guy didn't know about this for 14 months. It's not entirely wrong here, Like I told you in the last post, her calculated coldness borders on being a psycho. Can you see that you're using your head to think? Her answers show that she's playing with you just as much as you're playing with her, but her level is much harder. It's impressive. I understand why people are telling you to hand over the watch, and I understand why you don't want to do it. But if you change your mind, I suggest you make it much more subtle. If you change your mind about it, what you could do is leave a post-it note inside the boot, next to the watch, with the only word saying, "I know." Well, that'd be pretty funny if he did that. But, guys, this ain't anywhere close to being over. I don't see a marathon like my one particular story I cover. You all know that one here. But this one could be many, many interesting parts. It's going to be very interesting to see how this whole thing goes down. But I don't know. Usually plans like this, something usually is going to happen. But we'll find out definitely within probably the next 4 to 6 days. So keep an eye out, and I'll definitely let you know. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. If you like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.